Welcome to Vampire Radio! Spoiler alert, I'm sick. Now look, it's one of those things that it took me a few days to realize, "Ugh, dude, I'm sick." I fought against it. I kept saying it's this, that, and the other, but no. And I just got done recording a new TMI with the Chadster for my channel, Shelly Martinez channel. If you don't know, now you know. And that took a lot out of me. So I'm done. I don't even have my right camera for this. I don't care. Here's what we're gonna do. I have 2 episodes of Vampire Radio, but I have to edit them. And because I've been fighting this cold and now I've accepted I have it, it's going to take me some time. And the last thing I can do right now is freaking edit. I'll tell you that right now. So while you wait for that, let's go. I'm going to give you a little flashback, if you will, of a podcast that I had for a little bit with my friend Amanda, ACR, Amanda Rodriguez. And we had called it Talking Shit. Now, I first had it as just a podcast, and then I made it a segment in my other podcast. So here we go, recycling my stuff once again, but it's good stuff. You'll love it. Check it out. What's up, bitches? Here we are, ready to talk some shit.
I'm about it. I've been holding all this shit in for quite a long time. In fact, I'm kind of like skeptical in starting because I might get in trouble. I don't know. I might be stirring something up.
Would you say you might chart yourself a little bit?
It happened. It happened. I'll try not to, but it might happen.
It might happen. We'll get the tissues. Get the wet naps, people, because we're ready to talk some shit. Because you know what? If you've been watching the ACR over here, or if you've been watching me, you know we often get in trouble for saying what's on our mind. And people are like, oh, did you see what shit they're talking? Or did you see what that? And so I thought, you know what? Yeah, let's talk some shit. And one of the biggest shit talking I would like to do, because I don't know about you, Amanda, but like, I kind of feel, this is something I need to work on. I feel like when I'm like collabing with my friends, for example, or doing a podcast, if people ask me questions, then I'm allowed to talk about it. But like, if I just kind of sit here and do a video and be like, this is how I feel about whatever, people are like, oh, she wants attention, this and that. But I feel like whenever I'm in an interview situation and someone's like, so Shelly, what was your experience? It's like, hey, I was asked, I can't get in trouble. It's so weird that it gets received that way. So like,
I'll definitely ask you some questions just so that people don't be fucking assholes to you. Is that fair?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Like, I'll ask you questions. We'll have a conversation so people won't be assholes to you about you talking about ourselves. Because I mean, if you think about it, when any kind of influencer or artist puts a camera in front of them to create content for everybody, even when they're by themselves, it's still narcissistic in some ways. So let's just shut these people up and we'll have a conversation.
We're gonna have a conversation. And here's the thing, like, I want to be so real to where we haven't talked about like in detail what we're going to talk about, ladies and gents out there. So like, I feel like we'll just talk, and if either of us asks each other a question that they don't want it to go on record, we'll just say like, oh, I don't want to say that, like, or whatever. You can pass, because I'm ready to go there, man. I'm ready to go there. I'm wearing freaking lingerie for you people. I'm ready to talk, and the shit talking we're going to do today is about dating and the world of wrestling.
It's going to be so bad. Okay.
And I think it's something that a lot of people don't talk about. And I feel like in mainstream level, when people talk about like relationships in wrestling, they like to talk about people who are together, or like, oh, that used to be it. Like a good one, I guess you would say, is like John Cena and Bella. Like people always like resurface back to like that, because that was like
it's a fantasy. It's a fantasy, and they get stuck with it. Like, it's like in wrestling, you take what's real and you make it fake, right? Whatever. And people get so caught up on it that when things end, they're still stuck in the fantasy.
And that's when I feel like you hit the nail on the head. It's like, it's the fantasy, I feel, that kind of gets promoted. And I feel, at least for me, whenever I've gone on record and talked about like, this person screwed me over, or like, I'm mad because whatever, all of a sudden it becomes this like big, weird thing where it's like, bitch, this is my timeline. So if you don't like what I'm writing, why are you following me? Like, I don't know.
People are just really possessive about what people have to say. Twitter's the worst. I hate it the most. I hate it the most. Do you know how many times like I don't know who they is, but just they have tried to like cancel
Oh, you
me.
know who they are.
And you know what? Whoever's watching this, if you think I'm talking about you, I probably am. You're a they. Yeah, I don't like Twitter. I don't like putting my thoughts out there because I'll literally say one or two things and I'll get the mob. So I kind of stay off Twitter. Don't care to have a lot of followers on it. I have my almost 30,000 followers on Instagram. Instagram works fine for me.
And you know, it's so crazy because when I first found out about Twitter, it was so long ago. It was before it became like a thing. And what had happened is I went to an audition to be get accepted to an agency here in town, and I met with this guy, and I already knew that even if they didn't sign me, it was going to be a good time because we were meeting. It's this really cute area. And we were chatting. He's like, you should get on Twitter. There's this thing, Twitter. I was like, what the hell's Twitter? Can you imagine? I was like, what's this Twitter you speak of? And so he's like, you should really get on it because it's like going to be the next big thing. So if you're at the beginning stages. So like, that's why I have the followers I do. And I've been off TV for so long is because I've literally been. So at first, yeah, I got a lot of like dick pics, especially because all of a sudden now, like, that was like maybe just a few years after I got fired from WWE. So it was like people wanted to know, like, and I used to use my my MySpace very openly. Like I was very transparent on it. So it's kind of like I brought that over. So for me,
I miss MySpace.
Me too.
I miss it. Tom, where are you? Like we need MySpace again. I don't like this new MySpace, Twitter. Screw that. I want 2005 MySpace back.
Well, see, that's why I liked Twitter for so long. And I feel like I didn't feel like I felt like I was just showing people who I was with my thoughts. And then all of a sudden I got less and less dick pics, if that makes sense. So like, I felt like, okay, cool. The perverts are respecting my wishes now, you know, that's awesome. And I like got like this, like, you know, aside from everybody always wants to throw shots at me about Batista. And I swear to God, I bet you no one brings me up to Batista. I swear to God, I bet you no one ever goes up to him and says, hey, you know, that Shelly Martinez. But it's like I have to live with this curse.
No, I understand how you feel. There's things that I've gone through in the business that I still live with to this day. And I'm like, you guys still think about that?
Unmark me, please. So, you know, it's just one of those things where I love Twitter, but I feel like because I got too comfortable with it, and then like society changed, and then people started being even more bitchier online behind that keyboard, and it's like, oh my gosh, like no. And going to our theme of dating and wrestling, I was dating this guy once, and this is when I knew we lived in a different time. So he got upset. He was in the car, he was driving, he got a little road rage. I could relate because I used to have a really, 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 really bad anger problem. So I used to chase dudes down in my car. Like, good thing no one ever killed me. Like, that's ugly. Like, it's like funny to say if I like present it in a comical way, but like if you really strip it down, like especially then I was like 110 pounds and here I am chasing people because they cut me off. Like they could have killed me. Like, you know, that's not cool. But that's where I was, and I did a lot of work to like get away from it. So when I related to this guy's frustration, and I was like, you know, you shouldn't let them, and I said something positive, and he was like, okay, Facebook post. And I was like, Facebook post? Like,
dude, yes. And you know how we were talking about having like, you were 110 pounds, you were had this little rage or anger problem in the car, you wanted to run guys over. Dude, that's how these people feel on Twitter. They are little tiny people emotionally inside, not physically. And Twitter's their vehicle. They're running over people. So I think it's funny that I made that comparison. It was just like, ding, that's what that is.
It is. And the thing is with Twitter that I found that like, maybe I'm dumb. Like, you know what? No, it's not that I'm dumb. I guess didn't think about it because I think people think when I post, because I am so transparent for years, that like I just live online. Whereas me, I like say it and then I'm done, and I'll like be like, I need to go do something. Like I need to go.
It's like when I text back too fast. People think that I'm on my phone all day, but I have my phone by me and I can text back for like 30 seconds while I do work. You know, but yeah,
exactly. So it's like, you know, so in saying that, it's like, I didn't realize how people were like like, let's say in the business, you know, like people that we work with or I have falling outs with, ex-boyfriends. And it goes back to that theme of dating a wrestler. There was this wrestler I dated, and I told him once, I was like, dude, has anyone ever told you they remind you of Biff? You remind them of Biff from Back to the Future? And he was like, yeah, you're not the first person to tell me that.
Who is this? I'm curious. Oh God, who looks like this?
And so if you think real hard about the guys I've dated, you could figure it out. But so it's so funny because after we broke up, he was like, never say anything, never bury me. How about that? It's always that with wrestlers. Never bury me. It's never
Oh
like,
my God, I was just saying that to my wrestler boyfriend yesterday.
who are you being that girl? Don't bury me. And he goes, don't bury me to anyone, and I won't bury you to anyone else. And I'm thinking, what the hell did I do? We're like, you
That should be the
bury me.
standard.
Like, so when we were broken up for like a few months, and he's not the first Biff I've dated, right? So I was just making like a general statement on Twitter. I was like, because I was watching Back to the Future, and like the Biff character was like triggering these different relationships with like different guys during my whole, like, before wrestling, during wrestling, after wrestling, whatever. And
You have a type called Biff.
and I would tweeted something about dating Biffs. That guy, he ended up texting me saying, I thought you weren't going to say anything about me. I said, what are you talking about? He's like, the thing about Biff.
What? So his self-esteem was low.
So look, Biff.
Like taking it too personally. Way too personally.
So now every time after that happened, I watch Back to the Future a lot. I'm a huge fan. And
I love the trilogy. I will watch it over and over again.
Over and over. Well, I had to be in the mood.
Over and over.
I had to be in the mood for 3. Like, I had to be in the mood. But 1 and 2.
I would definitely roll up some like fat blunts or something to get me to just go all the way through.
It's like the first time I've ever watched it. I own it. But it's so funny that guy was just like, you know, you're thinking I'm just talking about him. It's like, you're not the only bit. Relax. You're not the only bit I've dated, okay? There's been a couple of you. You were just the last one. So sorry you got so sensitive about it because I know you're watching. Anyway.
I feel like males in the wrestling business are kind of like women in real life, where they nitpick things. Like, you were getting nitpicked at that. He was taking it a certain way. He was taking it personally. I feel like that's what like the average woman does. And you know what? I could say my ex was like that. My ex is an Impact guy right now. Love and respect always, but always like everything was, you're doing this, you're doing that, I'm like, am I married to a woman? You know? And my boyfriend right now does that now. He is also a professional wrestler. He's a former NXT guy. And they're sensitive. Why? Why do you think that? Do you know what I'm talking about? Am I the only one that notices that?
No, because you know what I feel it is? Because you see, I got out. After that last wrestling boyfriend, I was like, I'm done with wrestlers. No offense if you're a wrestler watching this. Like, I'm not saying that every single one sucks, but the majority do. And you know what? The good guys out there that are in wrestling business, they know this, so they wouldn't even take to heart me saying this. They'd be like, she's right. Most of them are that way. And it's unisex. It's not just the guys. It's the girls. Everyone. It's
everybody. It's everybody.
No discrimination. But I think what it is that because, at least I can't talk for today's standards, I can only talk from my day. But from my day, it was very male dominated, even though, like, you know, I feel it was the beginning of women being involved in like in the mainstream more. Mm-hmm. So like, I can't speak for how things are now, but in my day, yeah. I feel like I would see that kind of stuff because even though it was male dominated, so they were kind of like ahead of women in the business, I guess you'd say. Mm-hmm. It's like still the business. It's still a mind F. It's still like You know, it's so funny. I was watching this YouTuber, this girl, and she retired from modeling at age like 25. So she was just like, I'm not good with this. Like, it's too much. It's too toxic. Like, I want to eat. Like, it's just like, I can't. Like, it's not cool. So I really related in the sense of wrestling, you know, like that it doesn't discredit that it wasn't for me anymore. All the awesome things that did happen, or even the bad things too, they helped me be who I am today, you know? But, there came a point where it was just like, it's just so not for me. I can't. And
It just sounds like you're over it, and that's okay.
yeah, and that's how it came with these, like, dating these wrestler guys. It was just like one thing after another. Like Biff, I thought when I dated that latest Biff, to be honest with you, when I was thinking about it, when I knew we were going to be talking about this, I was like, you know, I kind of felt he was my safety at that time because he wasn't known for being a cheater. You know, he was very known for, even though he's known for being an asshole, he's very straightforward. So I needed that because I saw that there was these guys that, like you're talking about, very nitpicky and sensitive. So they couldn't hang with me because I would just be too straightforward and like, let's get to it. What's going on? Let's figure it out.
Yeah,
So this-
I'm also like unapologetically myself. I'm on my second relationship. I feel like this one's a little more normal. This is the most normal person in wrestling I think I have ever met. So I feel very lucky, you know, knock on wood, that everything goes fine there. But I'm also unapologetically myself. And it was always a problem, maybe because I was also a woman in a male-dominated business. I still consider it male-dominated right now. And it was really hard. It's already really hard for us. Okay, let me like go sideways a little bit. It's already really hard as women to have their voice in wrestling be heard. So it's still really hard to this day. So when you tie dating together, first of all, wrestler dating another wrestler, that's already sticky as it is because of, you know, we're such a small community. You know, this guy dated your ex-girlfriend and this and that, like everybody knows each other. And so that's sticky right there. So now we have to have like a sense of maturity in our emotions because everybody's screwing each other. And for these guys to be nitpicking at us, I think it's just because they knew that they were not going to lose power, but going to have to share it. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. And that goes back to like what I kind of was saying with, like, you know, how can I say it? It's like, because of there's still, it's the business and it is how it is, no matter if you're a guy or girl. And then they're in these positions. It's like, in my experience, I'm not saying all guys in wrestling are like this. I'm just saying my experience. It seemed like they really liked the idea of being with a girl. And I'm sure you can relate, that kind of takes no shit from anybody. It, you know, works her ass off, pays her dues, not because she's gonna kiss ass, but because that's the right thing to do. Like, that's the steps you take. Like, that's what you do. And so I feel like there's respect there, like from the guys I've dated or messed with. There was respect. So that was the allure. And then when they were with me and spending time with me, it's like, wait a minute, it's not all about me. And I spend so much time, like, I feel like pro wrestlers have been all about branding before branding was even a word. Like, that's what you do. Carney, you got to make your money. That's what's up, you know?
I feel like Carney work is now on a lost art.
Yes. Yes, it is. Very much so.
I still try to teach it. People tell me, like, how do you run it? How do you run it? And I'm like, okay, just watch. And they just don't. I don't know. I can't help them.
You know what? True Carnies find their calling when the time is right, because not everyone's meant to be a true Carney. But boy, have you and I seen some Carnies in our day. And we're our Carnies ourselves, you know, so I get it. And so I think because that Carney, I'm a good Carney, by the way. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say this. I'm going to not look at you. I'm going to look at the dot, the people, them. Bitch, I was a Carney way before wrestling entered my life. That's why I'm so damn good at it. Way before it entered my life. So don't try come and messing with me. That's all I have to say. But anyways,
That's
so-
why we're friends, though. I was in the strip clubs at 18. That's 3 years before I even stepped inside a ring. So
the
I'm
hustle.
still on that. I've always been hustling. I'm still hustling to this day.
And that's what's up. And so like I feel that in my case, the different dudes I got mixed up with, because like especially with wrestlers, because here's the thing where I fall into, and like I hate this about myself, and this is why like I really wanted to talk about this when we were talking some shit, because I'm a firm believer in like when the time is right and you're ready to like finally talk about things, like that's when true healing and you can forgive yourself. So
Yeah.
like here we go, you know. So I know that with some people in the wrestling business, I have a certain reputation that sucks, and I wish I didn't have that reputation because it's like not who I am. But at that time I was young, you know, on TV. And by the way, I want to say this, single. So like, you know, am I proud of everything I've done? No. But it's just crazy that there's just like this whole dating world dynamic that happens in wrestling that like I just haven't experienced anywhere else, even in dating like actors and musicians. It's like this
Right. I know
weird-
what you're talking about.
it's like a weird thing, and I think it goes back to kind of what you're saying, like you can date a musician maybe that you know has a reputation, so you know who they've messed with, but like you're not going to be really mingling with those people all the time. These are people you work with, and that's like, oh, they had a relationship.
Women you wrestle.
Who you wrestle?
Do you know what I'm saying? We are all Eskimo sisters, okay? And Eskimo brothers. It is what it is.
But it pisses me off that we get the bad, and I know it's the age-old thing, you know, but it's like that the girls get the bad rap. Like the things that I guess have a bad reputation for, like one of them, for example, here goes the real cheeseman right here. So I'm talking some shit. I never name names, so don't come for me. So when I was in TNA, there was these two guys, and one of them I really, really liked. Like I really, really, really liked him a lot. And he was all BFF with his buddy. Like they've been in the business together for a long time. I mean, maybe they even started together. I'm not sure. And so I'd find myself with the both of them a lot, you know, whatever. And so over time, like me and the guy, we hooked up. And then in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my God, he's going to be my boyfriend now. But then while that was going on,
Yeah.
his friend would be the one when we weren't at work to be texting me. And I'm thinking, well, we all hang out, we're friends. And then before you know it, I'm feeling like, oh, he likes me. And then I felt the guy that I liked originally didn't like me, and he just kind of slept with me and was like done.
Yeah.
And I felt stupid. And I was like, oh my God, did I make a bad decision? Was he supposed to be my boyfriend? Because I was over here looking for a boyfriend, like an idiot.
Right.
So it became this whole weird thing, and it sucks because like there's just like a story out there about me, about being in this hotel room and things going down, and the details are very like what people like to say about, people want to say that I was there sucking this guy's dick in front of everyone, and that is not the case. That is not the case at all. So I guess the huge indicator that I thought that the other guy, the one I liked, wasn't into me was, yes, we were all in this room. And I was on the floor, and of course the friend was right there with me, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so confused, because the whole time, even though like there I'm spending all this time with the friend, the original guy, I always wanted him. I always thought like I would daydream about him being my boyfriend, like the whole nine. And so I remember he and I were talking, and oh my God, I can't believe I'm gonna tell the story. You're talking some shit. So
Get it out.
So then, you know, we were close together, and like we were this close, and he grabs my head and then puts it down. to his penis. It was hard.
Jesus Christ. This is the friend.
This is the friend.
Okay.
And so I don't know. I know this is where I need to forgive myself.
Yeah.
In that moment, to be honest with you, like I'm right there right now, right? I really didn't feel like, oh yeah, let's go for it. It was more like, oh my God, what am I doing? What's going on? What do I do?
Yes.
So like, it like once, twice, stopped. And then I looked, and then the guy that I liked so much was like looking like, what the F? And I'm like, oh my God, like what is going on right now? And so then after that, the guy I originally liked, he was such an asshole to me, and I deserved it. And I was like, oh my God. Like, and then later in life,
because I've been in situations like that where men take advantage of my kindness, whatever that means. And I mean, I've been in almost like similar scenarios where a guy's just gonna grab me and I'm like, I didn't really want to do this, but you're so pushy and you're so aggressive. You didn't deserve that. He's not taking into account your feelings and how you may have taken that. Because as women, we might be really strong, but when things happen in the moment when we don't expect it, I'm never prepared. At least I'm not. And I also find myself in the same like mindset that you were at, where you're like, what am I doing? What's going on? Oh my gosh, it's so confusing. How do I handle this? We don't know what to do in that situation. And that's not talked about enough because women get vilified for going with it. Going with it is assault, okay?
it's so true. And it's like now, like just right now, like thinking it, like when I was back in that moment, because I've relived this moment so many times in my life, like it's stayed with me. And what made me upset about it is there was this girl I used to be friends with, and she's like not in wrestling, but she like helps out a lot, like, you know, at booths or gets people to the airport or whatever. And so she's friendly with a lot of wrestlers, and she had told me that a specific wrestler was like, oh yeah, Shelly, da da da, because that guy was in that room. And so it bothered me. It's not like it bothers me in the sense of like, oh, like I care so much what these people think.
Yeah.
Like I knew eventually when I was ready to talk about it, I wanted to talk about, and it's not about like saying, oh, let's go get this guy and da da da. It's like, to me, it's like, that's not what it is. It's about like, I just want to like kind of clear my name a little bit, at least in the sense of like, I know this story circulates about me, and I just want to like get the record straight that like, it wasn't like me just being this like crazy chick that's like whatever. It's like I was hurt. I thought this and then like later I found out that like, you know, that wasn't like the first time, like maybe not the details or whatever, but it's like that there's like this weird thing that happens with them and girls, and like I felt really stupid because I liked that guy so much. But later in life I was on a show with him, like way later, and we went and we had a little session together, and I got to apologize to him about that because it did bother me so much. And that whole time I thought I ruined my chance at being with this guy that like I really, 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 really liked.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because there's times where later we kind of like, when we both would be single, we would like, oh, hey, you want to meet up somewhere or whatever. It never worked out, and it just wasn't meant. But like, so in the sense, it's like I was already cleared with that guy, which that's what was important to me. But I don't like that the story's circulating out there about me when people don't.
It's just it's misogyny. People like to gossip about misogyny and twist things. You know? It's good that you at least put it out there, and especially with your thoughts about it, because this happens all the time. This is so normal. Like what you went through has happened to me. Maybe not the exact details, but very similar situations, you know? And people are not listening. They're not listening, except they're vilifying women, us, whatever, canceling us, whatever, for certain things, right? That they don't even know the full story about. So I need you to apologize to yourself right now for saying that about yourself, where you were like, oh, well, I deserved it. No, I don't want to hear that.
That would be mad too, because I put myself in his shoes. Like, you know, who knows? Like,
Why
maybe
didn't he put himself in your shoes? That's why I didn't work out.
Well, I don't even know the full story because, to be honest with you, like, it's like I obsessed over that for so long. And one of the things that allowed me to like let go of that eventually was I was like, at the end of the day, I don't even know these people. Like, I just worked with them. Like, I literally just seen them. And like, no wonder why. What was that?
I wish I could get like that because I do work with these people. They're also my wrestling family. I'm still in wrestling, baby.
I
That's where I'm
know.
and I don't have any plans on leaving yet. So I still care. Oh yeah, I still care. Definitely. I'm always like watching my back, making sure that I'm not like leaving any like bad rumors trailing behind me, you know, because I didn't have a good start in wrestling either. I was just really young. Wasn't accepted immediately. I was a stripper. Let's just say what it is, a stripper. And it was very hard for me to be accepted with the women. They didn't take me seriously. Oh, she's just a stripper. She just wants to be in wrestling because she thinks it's glamorous and this and that. No, I was dancing to have the time off and the finances to be a great wrestler. It was all for wrestling at the end of the day. So I have my stories, and that's going to have to be for like another time because there's so much BS about me as well. They've tried to cancel me 5 times now in the last 6 years. So I got more content for you, Shelly.
You got some more shit. Bring your shit this way. I got some toilet paper
I got
for you.
tons of it, man. It's like I'm already getting a headache thinking about it. And no, but I still care because I still feel like we met, like you said earlier, like unmark me. I feel like I'm still screaming, unmark me. Like I'm 31 now. I'm not the same 23-year-old that you knew. I'm 31. Like come on. Like I wear blazers. I wear pink blazers now with my lingerie.
Yeah, look at you. But you know, here's the thing. It's interesting because for me, what made me just like totally be like that beginning phase of just like letting go of that life was my last wrestling boyfriend, you know? And even though it wasn't very long, it was only like 6 months, because he had cheated on me, it was like opened up all the fake and phony people that were around me that like, I'll never forget. There was this one female wrestler. I won't say her name, even though I want to. But there's this female wrestler who I always thought I was really cool with. Nothing like I was BFF or anything like that, just cool with or whatever. And I remember when I was at this show and she was there, and that's when I was like, I broke up with the boyfriend. I was like, whatever, I'm done. I remember she was like, you didn't know? Because I was like, oh my gosh, so-and-so was cheating on me with so-and-so. And she's like, you didn't know? And I said, and I'm thinking, that was the weirdest reply. I thought we were cooler than that. I said, what do you mean I didn't know? And her boyfriend at the time was with her. She was like, oh, so Shelly just came up to me. He goes, oh, you didn't know? And I said, if I knew, why would I be with him? And they said, we all assumed that you were just in an open relationship. And I was like, what the hell are you talking? I have never, ever promoted that I'm okay with, no offense to people, open relationships. That's why it's called open. You're not being shady. It's open. Like it's open. Like there's not cheating. It's open.
Yeah.
But I can't. I'm too jealous. I'm too possessive. I am that girl. I am a stage 5 clinger. Through and through. I am not ashamed of it because it makes you end up with the people who like that. So it's fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, it's like when that went down and like I saw their expressions, and then over time realizing that like it was this known thing and people were just like, whatever. And then what was even worse is the people who didn't know. And they were like, no, it's not true. And then they ended up, it became like they were a couple, whatever. Those people were like little spies without me asking. They would be like, oh, this, and this. And so for me, at first, I'm thinking, oh, these people are my friends. They're just trying to help me, like, be like, see, just move on. Like, this is what's going on, whatever.
So parallel to like one of my stories. Continue. I'm kind of tripping out right now.
And then I would see, and then they would just be like, oh, they're trash, you know, and they would talk bad about them. So not only would they give me the info, but because sometimes you're a homegirl or homeboy and you're friends with both people, but you're like, dude, it's not right. You need to know this info, but they're my friend. It wasn't that. It was like they would talk so ugly about this new couple, and then over like a couple of weeks went by and they were like taking pictures at shows. So I called them out. I'd be like, I thought like whatever. They would stay at those people's houses. I'm like, and they're like, oh yeah, they asked me and I felt uncomfortable. I'm like, why don't you just say after what you did to Shelly, no, you can't stay here. Like, why don't you say that? Like, use me. And so people started giving me the old, it's just wrestling. It's just wrestling.
You know what?
So,
but it's messed up that I understand what that means.
What I know.
I understand, but like, so basically the definition is people are going to be fake when they can get something out of it.
It's just wrestling. So I went on a cleaning spree. Anyone who told me it was just wrestling, I unfollowed them. I took them off my Facebook. I took it and I know some people were like, oh God, Shelly, da da da. And it's like, you know what? No, because I'm not saying it's wrong or right. That's just who I am. And that's the kind of connections I like to make with people that like, they're not going to be so wishy-washy. Like they're going to like, you don't always have to agree or whatever, but like, I just didn't like it. And I thought that
people in wrestling are the wishiest, washiest people I've ever seen in my entire life. Like they're so wishy-washy. They're super clean, scrubbed down.
Well, see, I thought that I was ignorant enough to think that it was just when people were like the mainstream television wrestling world was that way. So when I went back to the indies and I saw it was the exact same thing, there was no difference. That's when I had a problem with it. And the thing that bothered me, and I'm sure there's going to be some interesting people watching, because thank you for your views. Some interesting people who I do talk about and I never say their names do watch. So here we go. There's some males in the wrestling world that at times I considered them my mentors or people I really respected in wrestling. And then eventually they just kind of showed their true colors to me. And then not only that, like maybe some of them didn't do something directly towards me, but when I went back to the independent scene the second time around, I saw the other generations of wrestling idolize these guys so much that they try to mimic not only their wrestling energy, but their energy personally. So if they're known for being a womanizer or this, these guys are like, oh, it's cool because so-and-so is a womanizer and that's what they do. So that's what I'm going to do because I want to be like that.
And freaking followers, like, you don't be a loser. Don't be a follower.
And the thing is like with my journey with wrestling, when I was watching that happen, a lot of those guys that were doing that became super famous in wrestling. So like they totally got what they wanted, but that's why I can't support it. So it's like, it made me mad at these like vets that set that standard. So for the last couple of years I was in wrestling, like I would be a bitch to them straight up. And I would just wanted them to say, what's wrong? You used to be so cool. I would joke around with them. I just like, hi, how are you? And I'm like, just ask me. Because I was just dying for them, but they never would.
My game with these types of people was I just wouldn't sleep with them. Or, dude, I see you as a brother. And I'll tell you right now, a lot of these womanizers, I'm not going to name names, but I totally could. And everybody in the business knows who they are. These men in the business that go from woman to woman to woman and at the same time, whatever, I never screwed them. I never have. And till this day, because they are good at wrestling, I was able to keep like that mentorship with them because they had respect for me. So that's the way that I went about it. And I think it went well. I don't have a job on TV yet, so maybe I'm over speaking about my career, but I'm hoping that changes. But like that was the direction I went.
And the thing is like when I was your age, that's kind of where I was at with it too. It took time for this to happen, and I think that's why I kind of feel bad that these guys, like one in particular, like I just really used to love him so much. But like he's just not who I thought. And so it's like, how are you supposed to tell somebody, look, bro, you're not who I thought you were? It's not his fault. It's my fault. I shouldn't have put any of those standards on him. I shouldn't have put him on a pedestal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's one of the people who I considered a mentor. So, and it was never like he hit on me or anything weird like that. So it's nothing like that. This is purely on just like being like, you set such a bad example, and now I can't dismiss it because I'm watching people idolize you in the business so much that they're now being those asshole like ways. And so like it grossed me out. And then not only that, when I had that realization, because I was in my like mid 30s, I had dated so many different, not only wrestlers, but like people in entertainment, period. Mm-hmm. And so like, it kind of triggered about how like a lot of people in entertainment, how they can be, and it's hard in general to date in entertainment. So it's like, he kind of like, this one guy in particular kind of like started representing like, I've dated different versions of you at this point now. Like when you were my mentor, I was in my early 20s, so it was different. And then we kept this like friendship because I'd see you at shows, but it wasn't like I saw him every day. And then over time, it was just like, ooh, you're gross. You're like these dudes.
That's what that was, is you were growing up. I could even say in my early 20s in wrestling, there was things that I did not notice because I was so young, and that now I would never accept. Never.
Isn't that funny? Isn't it funny?
It's just traumatizing.
It is. And that's the thing. Like I had to realize, because I like this one person in particular, I was so mad at them. And like I said, like at the last time I saw them, I was like just dying. I was throwing looks at him. I was just like, please just ask me. Because I learned a long time ago that it's better that if someone asks you to like tell them what's up than to just kind of just go up to them and be like, hey, well, this is what's up. So I was just like, come on, dude. And he just wouldn't. And it turned into one of those things that he was kissing my ass so much and he was being nervous, dropping things. It's just like, just ask me why I'm mad at you. Just ask me why I'm mad at you. Ask me why I don't like you anymore. I'll tell you. But he just wouldn't. And maybe he knew why. I don't know. Maybe that's why he didn't want to hear what I had to say. I don't know.
I would say that he probably knew why. Like knowing my past behavior and seeing other past behavior in other people, if he was nervous, if you didn't know why, like you wouldn't be nervous if you didn't think anything, you know, like you just wouldn't be nervous around somebody. If you know, you're going to be nervous because you know you fucked up.
I just hope that sometimes, like whenever he sees my post or anywhere he gets triggered by thinking about me, I just hope he thinks to himself, shit, what does Shelly know?
You know what? I feel like I feel like that's all the guys in wrestling, or at least all the crappy people. I feel like that's what they're like. When my ex cheated on me so much and I knew a lot and wouldn't tell him just to like screw with his head because I was so tired of being like emotionally abused like that. I could tell in his behavior and the way he was around me. We lived together for 4 years. That's what he was thinking. What does she know? What does she know? And I knew that I had him that way because I stopped tripping. Eventually you stop tripping. When you get cheated on 20, 30 times, you stop tripping about it. And you're like, oh, you know, there he goes again, being himself. That's what it is. That's what they were thinking. They all do it. Am I wrong?
No. And here's the thing. I've been friends, or, you know, yeah, I've been friends, and then I've been friendly with a lot of wrestlers, rats, and I don't know, like, it's weird because I was thinking about it one day. I was like, you know, why is it that I felt more comfortable with, like, the rats? And, like, I felt more comfortable with the rats because I understood. Because once I started being around like famous ass wrestlers and seeing their lifestyle, I was so blown away. It's almost like this secret life that happens with some of these people. And so I was blown away, and like being a gal that's grown up in SoCal, you know, been in modeling forever, done acting forever before wrestling, you know, I've dated people, and like one of the things that would always get me is they would always make me feel like I was different, I was special, like, you know, I'm this one. So I would watch these wrestlers make these rats feel like they're a special rat, when it's like, no, dude, like, you're just the one that lives there and you do this and that, like. And when I realized that, like, I was a rat for like maybe not, even though some of the wrestlers, you know, like some of the wrestlers I dated, like that's what pissed me off. I felt like you were treating me like a rat, and it's like, don't treat me like I'm just a little rat. I'm supposed to be your girlfriend. Hello. Because at the end of the day, I'm a stage 5 clinger. I've always wanted just a boyfriend. That's how it is. So when I've gotten mixed up with these different guys, it's like the reputation is like, oh, Ariel, Shelly Martinez.
They don't talk about enough is how these wrestlers, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be specific, the men specifically, the way that they make rats or other women wrestlers feel special, it's almost like part of the job or something. It's gross.
Yeah.
I only expect it. Like when my boyfriend was coming at me, I was so skeptical. It took him talking on the phone with me every day for 6 months during the pandemic for me to be like, if you want this, you got to come visit me halfway across the country. And he did. Now we live together. So he proved himself. But I was single for 5 years after the last one. Yeah, there were some in between that didn't work out, some musicians, some DJs, whatever. But I'm so skeptical of these guys that I really test them to see, oh, am I really special to you? Am I? Or am I just the flavor of the season?
And that's a hard, like, thing, I feel, to kind of come to grips with. At least I know for me, like, when I had to accept that, and I think that's why I got along with the rats, because I was in denial that I was sadly a rat to some guys. And in my head, just like these girls, I'm thinking maybe I'm not officially his girlfriend, but like, oh, I went to his house, and oh, I'm invited to his private world and this and that. And it's like, no, it's all
soon. He'll put it on lock soon. Like such narcissistic behavior to keep you like chasing that carrot. And you're like, oh, the carrot's so close. And you don't really catch it. But really it's because they had no intention of giving it to you in the first place.
There was this guy I dated that was a musician. And I thought like I thought he was gonna be my boyfriend. I'm such an idiot. I thought he was gonna be my boyfriend. I thought that we had such this connection. And it's not to discount the conversations we did have. They were real moments. I'm not discounting that, but whatever. So I remember he was like, oh, my band's doing this thing. We need some extras. We need help. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, he's inviting me into his world. Like I get to help because they're short staffed and they need people. And he's looking at me to help. I'm going to be his girlfriend. I mean, I show up. There's so many girls there. All his rats, right? And so we're all in this room and I'm realizing what's going on. And I don't know if because even though I was making no money as a broke ass, I was still at least on TV. I was on TNA. Mm-hmm. So at least I felt like I had a little like, why am I here? I don't make the money, but I'm on TV. Like, what's going on? Why am I in this category right now? I thought I already paid these dues. So the guy comes in. And so all the girls get up, right? And there's this glass, like little coffee table. And I'm sitting in this chair and I just look at him and he's just like all like with all these girls. And he looks at me and I'm the only one that didn't get up. And I'm just sitting there because I'm like, why bother? He has all those girls. Like obviously.
Right.
So then he was like, oh, what's up? You're just going to ignore. And then he trips and falls onto the glass and it shattered. I was like, oh my God. And so I had to no-sell it, right? So I was no-selling it, just being a big old no-seller. And then he came up to, after they cleaned it up, he was like, well, God, you're just like ignoring me. I was like, well, you have all these girls. Like, I didn't know it was like this or whatever. And so I'm just like seeing what's going to happen. And then eventually I get walked out. this
didn't get
assistant goes,
into like
"Here
a
you
little
go.
man.
Here's some gas money for you." He gave me $100. I laughed. But that's how these wrestlers are as well. It's
Yeah.
like, it's so
Yeah.
the rats, I understand, because the rats have had those moments where like they're thinking oh yeah, I could pick you up from the airport. I'm gonna pick so and so up, but oh, I'm gonna go pick them up, and we're gonna go to eat, and da 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 da. Like, oh my gosh, and then da da da. And it's like, that's because it's what he was in the mood for, by the way. He was in the mood to have that, and that's what's going on. And it's a hard pill to swallow when you realize you're not that special. It's a sucky feeling.
Terrible, because I've been there too. I mean, even I mentioned earlier, I was single for 5 years between both professional wrestlers. In between, there was a lot of DJs and musicians, and there was like this one musician. To this day, we're really, really, actually very tight, very good friends. But I always wondered, why haven't we moved forward? What's going on? What's going on? And really, at the end of the day, I mean, this guy is one of my best friends now. There was a lot of us. I think, I don't know, maybe I'm still not special and all the other ones are still his friends, but after we've gotten really close because of all the years we spent together, hanging out, you know, on and off. I was not the special one. I was not special. That was crushing. Even like we talk all the time. He really is my best friend now. And I was talking to him about it. I was like, what happened? Like, why not me? He has a girlfriend now. I have my boyfriend now, so we're platonic. And he doesn't even have an answer. And I think, I don't know. Even talking about it right now kind of like makes me anxious or warm, makes my skin flush, because I was like, I know what you're talking about when you say that.
It's a crappy feeling because you have to admit that something that you see, I have a hard time saying it because it sucks. Something that you, at the end of the day, let's call it what it is. This is a hard one to get out. Okay, let's call it what it is. It's like this fantasy thing that you build up in your head. You think it's so real.
Don't say that out loud. It burns.
I know. And then these guys, they know it, so they know how to just bait it enough to keep it going. So that's why you feel like it's special. And then all of a sudden, like, there's this guy that when I was in WWE, before going there, he's somebody that I had a crush on. And he's somebody that I feel a lot of people wouldn't think I'd have a crush on him. So when I get there, he's married, he likes me. So we would like talk a lot or whatever, but I always say, I can't, no, we can just be friends because of your wife, blah, blah, blah. And so there was times where like, I kind of felt bad, like I dissed him. And it wasn't until later in life that when somebody told me like almost the exact same kind of situations they had with him, like were like what I went through. And that's when I realized, oh my God, like that's exactly what he said to me. That's exactly how he said it. We weren't friends at that time. We didn't know each other. So you're a different era, and that's his thing. And to realize that I took bait, line, and sinker someone's
God,
thing.
don't you feel like a fucking idiot? God. I'm hurt, like I'm in pain right now.
I'm sorry, but it's the truth. Because you know what? I wasted a lot of time and energy on these wrestler dudes. Because here's the thing with me, at least with these guys. I got mixed up with wrestlers because it is a weird life. Not everybody understands it, Like, even when you date other people in entertainment, it's still weird. They're like fascinated by it.
They're fascinated.
Yeah.
When I was with the DJs and the musicians, at the end of the day, they were still like, they thought I was the coolest thing since sliced bread.
And look at their life. That's the thing. Like, on paper, you would think this is all like, whoa. And wrestling's like,
yeah.
And they're like, no, like this is wrestling.
We're the cool ones, Shelly.
I know. Always have been, before wrestling and after, but that's besides the point. But it's like, that's what got me in trouble. Was I fell for a lot of these guys' things, and then on top of it, I would go the route where I would just be friends with them. So like maybe it was a long ass time ago, whatever. We're just friends. And then we'll never ever hook up again, a lot of these guys. But what made me not like them, and I've unfollowed some of these guys that I was like, at one point I thought they were my homeboys, is when I kind of took myself out of wrestling and just saw how they were. I was like, oh, that's so, like, I didn't know they were, I thought I put them in that category again. I thought that they were better than these people that were like the like douchebags and did all this.
Yeah.
And then the longer I was away from wrestling, for whatever reason, that's when I would bump into girls that would tell me stories. And like, these are reputable girls, like other wrestlers, you know, people like that. So it's not just like a fan and, you know, so like, and again, I was friends with some of these rats, so they would keep me posted on the going ons, and I'd be like, it's so, like, are you kidding me? Like, what's going on here? So that's what really made me feel like, wow, kind of like going back to that person that I was referencing earlier. Like, I realized they were part of the problem. And there was one guy in particular, I used to think to myself, I wish I never hooked up with them, because I feel like we were meant to be like super good friends. And that like kind of ruins it forever. Like, at least for me, because I'm weird, I'm strict. Like, I won't, like right now, like, you know, I've been in a relationship for almost 6 years. I don't follow people who I've messed with, because to me, and maybe I'm weak, I don't know, but when I see their stuff, I always think about whatever connection I had with them. Like, I can't help it. I can't help it.
Yeah.
Like if I
what you're
see,
talking about.
like if I see somebody like I follow and I've been with them and have a history, even if it was so long ago, well, the first thing I'll think of is something that has to do with that. And I don't like that. And I wouldn't want my guy that I'm with to like be following his people that he's messed with. So I am a very like, I do unto others as I would like to do unto myself.
Yeah.
So that's why any of you out there, even if we're cool, I've had conversations like, they're like, well, how come you don't follow me? I'm like, because we messed around and I'm not single. So what? It's just wrestling.
It's just wrestling. God,
I said, because I don't like it. So sorry. I wish you well, but
you're definitely better at that than I am, because I'm like very loyal. So like this musician friend that I was talking about, I care about him as a friend so much, you know, and we do have history in that sense. And every time I look at him, I always think about it.
Every time, right?
Every time.
Not
And
to be like all ooh.
Yeah, I just think about it. I get like, because it was so many years. And I know my boyfriend's met this guy. They get along. Like, it's not weird, really. It's just like, I mean, I wish I didn't have that. I wish I didn't have to deal with it. So, but I'm glad that we're friends. I'm glad that we're able to be friends. I think that's like showing a lot of my own maturity, where I'm not like goo gaga over anyone, or my thoughts start controlling my reactions, right? But when you say that, I never really thought about it out loud. But now that you're saying that, that happens to me too. And it sucks. Like, I just saw my ex the other day, and I actually had to corner him because I needed something from him. Not specifically from him, but he was the only person that could get it for me. And he has me blocked on everything. Phone calls, texts, social media. I don't know why. That's really strange to me. We've been broken up for like 6 years. But I cornered him because I was like, dude, I need this. Da, da, da. And he gave it to me. But talking to him, I was like flashbacks of every fight we had, every time we were in bed together, every time we did a cross-country road trip, every time we had a wrestling show together. It's just, it sucks. Just hardcore sucks.
That's what I'm saying. And people think I'm crazy and strict about it. I'm like, look, maybe I'm just a stuck-up bitch then, and that's it. Like, fine. But I just I'm a firm believer in energy. Like, it proves me right all the time. So like, I just don't want to throw out certain energy. And same thing goes when like I know somebody, like when I've been single and I know someone isn't, same thing goes. Like, I always try to put out the best intentions and energy, because I don't want to be a part of any like whatever, you know. Right. And I think like decline. One of the that was one of my heartbreaks, was thinking that I had this, like, I hate to say it, but the only way I can say it is, like, I had this like roster of friends that I thought were like really good friends of mine in wrestling, but at some point their dick has been inside me. Let's just be honest. So it's like that changes things. That just changes things. And like when I saw that, like the big picture, when I kind of just stepped away, I realized that once again I put all these dudes on this like pedestal, because the common theme for me, I feel like a lot of wrestling people in wrestling in general can relate to this, in dating and wrestling, is when someone kind of inspires you or wakes something up inside of you as a performer, it's really hard not to like have this association of like, oh wow, like, you know, when I started dating this guy, like, you know, it brought this part out of me, and then in my performance it like became this whole thing, and like, you know, whatever. And it's like, I feel that that's where I've gotten myself in trouble, is when these guys inspire me in my creating in any way, shape, or form, or performing. I always got to be like, he's got to be my boyfriend, and da 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 da, and this and this, and it gets
really like your biggest flaw is you're soft-hearted.
I'm an idiot. That's my fault. I'm an idiot here trying to give people my life advice and experiences so they don't be as bad of an idiot as me. Because now that I'm older and like I've seen all this and I kind of filtered through all of it, it breaks my heart when I see people get caught up in it. You know what I mean? Especially like, you know, I follow a lot of wrestlers that are in their 20s now because I've met them and like, oh, I like that girl, and I'll follow them. And so it's so crazy just to kind of see like the like different patterns kind of play out, and like it's just interesting because it's like, wow, it like really doesn't change, huh? Like maybe some details change, but like it's just this whole thing. And I feel with wrestling, it's like, it's hard. Yeah, you know this. It's hard to explain to people who aren't a wrestler, like why we do it. Like,
yes, they do not understand, and there is no understanding it, because sometimes even I don't understand it.
Like, I hate wrestling, F wrestling, but look at me. When I start to talk about it, I get excited still. I'm just like,
Yeah.
Okay. It's so like, and so I still like, I don't want any part of it, but it was a big part of my life and will always be a part of me. But it's like the wrestling world and what comes with it is so weird that when you can at least connect with somebody that at least understands that world, like that last Biff I dated, so many people were like, we do not understand your guys' relationship. You guys are so opposite. Like, how is this? Why are you guys, you like him? And I'm like, yeah. So, you know, but
yeah. Well, wrestling is so abusive in nature. The whole business is so abusive. The culture is abusive. And I could definitely say that with my relationship right now, I feel some sort of security or safeness because he understands it just like I do, and we're both sick of it the same way, despite being completely different people. You know,
totally.
The only thing in common is wrestling, and we are getting through it together because we're not leaving anytime soon.
Exactly, and I think that's kind of like why that last Biff I was with, I thought that I was going to kind of gain that, but even though we both saw some parts of wrestling the same, the parts I was real passionate about, we did not. And so that's like ultimately like what made us break up, is that we just realized we weren't good for each other. But it's so crazy because like, sadly, and I hate to say this, like when I gave him a chance to see if like we were going to be a couple and work out, it was really because I felt he was the safe one. He, like I said, he wasn't known for cheating. He, you know, he was known for being straightforward. Uh-oh, did you freeze? Oh no, it was going so well. Let's see what happens here. Shout out to my secret society. Go ahead and take this opportunity to hit the ball. Taking a toke with my folk, for my folk. Cheers, amigos. I was about to text you right now. And I was going to say, do you want to know the chisme? Because I wanted to know if you want to know who I was talking about. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it here. I'm going to bleep it out.
Okay.
So, the guy that was my mentor that I was talking about was...
Why did I know that?
Because he sucks. And then the two guys in TNA were... was the friend. Was the one I liked a lot.
Oh God. I like how you're censoring yourself with the cup. Like that worked so well. Wild.
Because
I would
here's the
not
thing,
like that.
I'm fine with sharing my stories, but like I have to respect people. Like that's how I look at it. That's why like when people, oh, who is it? It's like, dude, I'm not trying to be like shock content. Sorry
Yeah.
that my content shocks people, but like I'm not trying to like ruin people's lives or whatever. But like, yeah, dude, that's who I was talking about.
I don't really know them, so I can't really say much about them. But the mentor, I know. Honestly, when you said that, I was like, yeah, I was kind of headed that direction.
Ay. So, anyways, I hope that lifted your spirits. No, it's there.
I feel like
And
I'm gonna go into work tonight, like giggling.
I know, and now every time you see those people on your feed, you're gonna be like, oh, and the one that told my friend, oh yeah, Shelly, da 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 da. And I was like, I thought we were, because at the time, I don't like him now, but at the time I thought we were friends when my friend told me this, because she had seen. Good thing it's just alive.
It's getting risky. It's getting risky. We gotta chill out. We gotta take it to the text messages, girl. We're getting risky here.
Good thing I edit. But yeah, dude, so like it bothered me because I was like, here's somebody that when she told me this, I still looked at as somebody who's a friend in wrestling to me.
Yeah.
And it kind of hurt my feelings. It's like, oh, like you never bring that up to me. So like you just like blast that and like you don't even know what was really going on, And so like I had heard that like the friend would pull that on the guy I liked. And so I wondered if like he was just so insecure that he was like, oh, I have to be the one or something weird. I don't know. I don't know them. I just know the guy that I really, really liked. I wish him well, and I hope he does really good. I hope he finds himself a real cute, nice girl, and they have a good little relationship. I wish him well.
Yeah. Well, what more can we ask from you, Shelly? That's why I love you, because you're a real good person, and that I do not come around that often. Not in entertainment, not in wrestling. So
that's why I'm a broke ass.
It's fabulous. You don't look like it.
I know how to make you do. But anyways, this was a good first episode. Go ahead and plug all the stuff where people can find you.
Yes, my Instagram is AC period Rizzy, RIZZY. And my Twitter is AC_Rizzy. And only Rizats.com. That's it.
That'll be the next episode. We got to talk about our OnlyFans, because I know that we've had some cool conversations just between you and I about like people treating you like crap back in the day and this and that. And I think it'd be a cool topic.
But then the same people get on OnlyFans after us? Okay. Yep.
Showing more than I do, but who am I to judge? I'm just saying. All right, that's good shit talking. You have a good day at work, and I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Again, I can't be bothered. I'm not going to watch it until I put this together, which will be tomorrow. So I got to go to bed. I'm tired. I'm over it. I hope tomorrow I feel better. And I'll let you know in the chat room how I felt as we watch this together here on the Monty and the Pharaoh channel. Until next week, I am Shelly from Kelly, and I'll be smelling you guys later. Adios.
Hurry back, hurry back, and remember to bring your death certificates. Hurry back, hurry back.
You a little bit nervous today?
Feel great.